Let's go to the next mission, and that is... I'm forgetting I need to actually go to the episode thing to actually do the whole transport thing. Wait, I can't... Wait, I can't transport? I'm an idiot. Of course, I've got to go on board the actual ship, then look at the files. Now, I will say that the Starship Bridge is just the basic Starship Bridge. So, yeah, that's to be expected, I guess. But hey, it's pretty good for a freebie ship, so I'm not going to go and complain about it and such. Although I do wish they gave it a unique bridge, though. It would have been nice, but, can't complain. Maybe later in the future for them to do. Right, let's do that. Open this. Right, what you got to basically do is just check it over. Do examination where, like for example, where it shows the red, just do the examination. Click on one of these, and then review. Just click through all these and that. You can actually just basically just go clicking all the way through it, and then wait. I think I've done that wrong, didn't I? What was I meant to do? Let's try that again. Wait, hold on. I'm doing this wrong. God damn it. There we go. And basically you just got to align the information up. And then you just go with that, then you change it to 12 hours of agricultural medical testing. No. Let's try the other one then. Let's say agricultural. There we go. And that should be... Wait, is there one more? Open file. Examine that. Check that. I'm pretty sure I already did this already. Change that. Nope. Okay. I'm best to change it to that one then. There we go. Oh, so it's not just one thing you got to do. You got to do the whole lot. Yeah, I'm doing this quite quickly so that way we can get to the... Oh, that's actually pretty good. I did got that on the first try. Only that one though. Right, so we've got this one. Yeah, I'm trying to get this all through quickly so that we can get on to the next missions and such. So, yeah, it's going to take a... Well, it's not going to take that long. I'm just going to try and skip through it. Well, this way it's going to take long. Ah, wrong one. Okay. Try that one. No? Okay. Try that one. No? Okay. You want to try that one. There we go. And then we got this one. Check. 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 That. And that. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy enough.
Captain, we're getting two different stories here. One from Charva, and one from these documents. Analysis of the files shows that either Charva is trying deliberately to mislead us, or that she's being misled herself. Since she seems to firmly believe what she's telling us, I'm not completely comfortable disregarding her information out of hand. I recommend that we speak to Commander Tal Mera on Drozana Station. She has contacts in the intelligence community that we don't. She should be able to either confirm or deny our findings.
Easy enough. So let's go over to the station then. Yeah, I apologise for my noobiness on that. It's been a while since I've done files like that. Who knows, maybe next year they might actually redo the Romulans story side. That'd be interesting to see that all be done. Let's go to Drozana. Still got to do the promotion, but that's not a problem. First compliment, can I actually... Oh, obviously I have to return back to actually get that. So, first compliment, speak with... Yeah. That's easy enough. I'll deal with that last. Oh yes, my skills. Let's have a look, see, and... get that. And we go and spend one on the ground. Let's go for that. Let's see, we've got two types here. We've got the ground skill, which gives a tricorder scan, or a dampening field. Now I'm going to go for dampening field because I've gone for tricorder scan before. I haven't actually used dampening field so much, so I'm going to go with dampening field on this one. And also, plus dampening fields are quite handy at times because they do good debuffs and such. And I apologise for my mic there. It's just that I'm trying to adjust it to actually not be in my way while at the same time trying to talk to you at the same time. Wait, I said that twice. Yeah, but either way, you get the gist. Oh yeah, the Umoga particles. I actually need to actually do that so I can get a anniversary horn as well.
Welcome to Josana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
Typical Ferengi. Oh well, let's dock and see our informant. And then we can get on to the next mission. I thought it wasn't going to load there. And I keep coming across Dancing Ulachi. I swear they follow me everywhere. But oh well. Even Ulachi likes to party at times. So I don't. Now then, where's our informant? You there.
Can't you see I'm busy losing all my latinum?
Oh, good. Now, how about you give us some information? Well, excuse
Can't you
me.
see I'm busy?
Miserable schmuck. Oh, wait, there's our informant.
Was there something you needed?
Yeah, information.
Tal Shiar files. I'm sure there's a good story behind how you came into possession of these. Let's see what you have.
Yeah, what do you think?
What sort of information do you need? Personally, I'd regard anything given to you by a Tal Shiar operative with suspicion. They are masters of misinformation and misdirection.
Oh, yeah, granted, but you see, I need a file check on these things, so could you, look it up?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Well, the whole lot.
I've seen some interesting works of fiction, but nothing that compares to this. Deton and Lortrix working together on a Riemann mining colony? I don't think so. Can you see Deton in a dilithium mine? And Lortrix was storing weapons for Deton? Why? There have to be better places we can stash supplies than in an enemy colony. And
She
the
has a good
section
point.
about Deton working with Starfleet to target colonies for terrorist attacks is ridiculous. Neither Deton or the Federation would do such a thing. I'm detecting that sections of the file have been altered. That's probably why it reads like a bad spy story.
Thought I smelt the shit. Okay.
According to my records,
worry, the
Deton
tool
was
isn't
in
rigged
contact with
anymore.
Starfleet, but he was talking to them about which colonies needed agricultural aid. And there were weapons on Chaltok, as you well know. But not only were they making weapons for the Hirogen, they were targeting Romulan militia targets, including the flotilla. I didn't realize that Lortrix and Deton knew each other, but apparently they do. They interacted once during negotiations during a workers' strike at a Riemann mining facility. It's funny how people from such different worlds and outlooks can interact.
See. And can you tell us more? Can you cross-reference these?
Deton was talking to the Federation about colonies near our borders, but it wasn't to target them for attack. It was to discern which ones had the greatest need for agricultural assistance.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
A lot of the newer colonies are having a rough time trying to establish themselves. Deton believes that the more prosperous colonies have a responsibility to help support others. That's why he was talking to the Federation. He was asking if they would be willing to assist as well.
Oh,
Unfortunately, once the rumor of terrorist attacks entered the mix, the Federation Council broke off aid talks.
yeah, typical.
And I'm not surprised that Lortrix was aiming weapons at our targets. Although I don't think he was doing so at the request of the Hirogen.
Naturally.
The Tal Shiar has a way of getting into everything, and we know that they were monitoring that colony. A Tal Shiar operative could have manipulated Lortrix into aiming some of the weapons at Romulan Republic targets. If they were fired, then we'd lose big, and a neutral colony would be blamed for the attack.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense.
Also, I think it was a
What's the
coincidence
harm in a
that
little
Deton and
friendly
Lortrix were acquainted. Lortrix once worked for the Riemann Mining Cooperative, but he wasn't exactly a model employee. In fact, he was one of the leaders of a strike that turned violent.
Oof.
The Riemanns brought in a group of negotiators to help end the crisis. Deton was one of the people they invited. He helped negotiate a settlement, and Lortrix was one of the representatives of the workers during those negotiations. I doubt they've ever spoken to one another again once the strike ended.
Right, so what do you make of all these changes?
I think the Tal Shiar are conducting quite an effective smear
Maybe it'll bring you
campaign
good
against
luck.
Deton and our movement. It's our responsibility to see through their deceptions.
Fair enough. Can you show you another file without Lito interrupting me in the background? Or is it a woman?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
How about the variant?
I'm detecting several abnormalities in this file.
Ooh.
It looks like portions of it have been altered.
Yeah.
We should corroborate these reports in order to determine which facts are actually true and which are Tal Shiar fabrications.
Okay, but I don't know what to believe.
Here's what we know and can confirm from our files.
Uh-huh.
Deton did smuggle crates to Viranot before the attack on your colony.
Right.
But they were carrying ship parts, not weapons.
Okay.
And he did more to help the colony without drawing excess attention. It was our group that helped your people get the water reclamation equipment they needed to support a healthy population.
Fair.
And yes, we spent a great deal of time and money gathering information about both the Federation and the Klingon Empire. But we're not planning an attack. Why would we? Instead, we're gathering all the intel we can about the political climates of both factions.
That's fair. You gotta know whose side you're gonna choose and that, so yeah, know your allies well.
Deton has been working with colony leaders for years, including the Maori and others at Viranot. However, since the Empress and the Tal Shiar often retaliate against people who are friendly to our movement, in the past, we've tried to keep those contacts as quiet as possible. Your colony had some talented engineers who were willing to help flotilla ships. Deton provided crates full of ship parts, smuggled from other friendly settlements. Your engineers repaired Allied ships who needed help. But Deton is a man of peace. I can't ever see him wanting to smuggle weapons, especially not to a civilian site.
Yeah, that's believable then.
Of course, because the people at Viranot risked their safety to help our ships, Deton helped them in return. One of the ways the Tal Shiar keeps control over colony worlds is by denying or diverting needed supplies. Before the attack, Viranot's population had outgrown its water treatment capabilities.
Oof.
They tried to acquire another water filtration unit, but were blocked by lost shipments, denied paperwork, and other bureaucratic hassles. It could have meant
that's ugly.
disease and deprivation for your people. So the Maori reached out to Deton. He provided the water reclamation equipment Viranot needed, and even helped the colonists conceal it so it couldn't be damaged in a convenient accident.
Oh, that sounds fair.
And yes, we do spend a great deal of time and effort gathering intel on both Starfleet and Klingon Empire. But we're not studying their defenses. We're learning about their political climates.
Fair.
Our relationships with the Klingons and Starfleet are still very fragile. They're being strengthened by people like you, but a shift in attitudes on the High Council or the Federation Council could mean disaster for us. The more we know about what's happening, the better we can react to it.
Yeah, politics affairs are such a headache. And don't we all know that?
I'm not saying that Deton is a complete innocent. None of us are. The political information could be used to sway decisions in our favor. The ship part and water reclamation equipment were smuggled illegally. But you have to look at the intent behind Deton's actions. He's trying to help people, not tear them down.
Well, I guess it's an innocent thing, so yeah. Alright, it was illegal, but I can consider it as innocent. Anyway, let's show another file.
We can do that. Show me what... Huh.
How about this one?
I didn't realize that the Tal Shiar had transferred prisoners to the Kinkuthanza system penal colony. Probably because there isn't a penal colony in the Kinkuthanza system.
Well,
That's
now.
not the only discrepancy I'm detecting in this file. There's distinct signs of tampering. We need to figure out what they altered, and why.
Okay.
Here's what I know. Most Tal Shiar prisoners fall off the grid completely. We don't know where they're taken, or what's being done to them, and that troubles Deton a great deal. We have, however, heard of a Tal Shiar facility called Installation 18 that appears to be a holding facility. Some prisoners would likely be taken there. As far as I know, your friend's sister has never been in the Theban system, much less been captured there. We did lose a militia ship there a few weeks ago, and one of my agents, Sub-Commander Avron, is still in Tal Shiar custody.
Yikes.
Avron was trying to steal supplies from a Tal Shiar convoy when he was captured. It was risky, but they had critical supplies we couldn't get any other way.
Woof. Being captured by Tal Shiar. Now that's ugly.
We don't know what the Tal Shiar is doing with their prisoners, but a lot more people are missing than we can account for.
Yeah,
We
I say
have,
adoption.
however, found several references to a place called Installation 18. We're still tracking down where this facility is and what they're doing there, but we know that prisoners are taken there for an unknown purpose.
Well then.
Rina Kev hasn't shown up on any of our lists of the missing, but I have found references to someone with that name being a crew member on a cargo transport. As far as I know, the ship she was working on has never been to the Theban system.
Okay.
But if your friend can't find her, I'd be concerned. The Tal Shiar has a nasty habit of making people disappear.
Oof.
We did lose a ship in the Theban system recently. A small scout vessel. Its commander was one of my agents, and we have confirmed that Sub-Commander Avron is being held in Tal Shiar custody.
Well, what do we do about that then?
Sub-Commander Avron was there doing reconnaissance for me. Tal Shiar convoys pass through that region of space, and there was one convoy that had vital supplies we need. The plan was a long shot at best, but Avron knew the risks when he took the assignment. Now that Avron is in custody and the convoy has made it safely to its destination, all we can do is try to figure out how to soldier on without the components that were in those ships.
Right, so what do you make of all these changes?
Did Deton know about the plan to attack a Tal Shiar convoy? Yes. Does that make us criminals and terrorists? That's something you're going to have to decide for yourself.
Well, that's all I need. Thank you for
We can do that.
information.
Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
So what do you make of all this?
We're fighting for our independence and the future of the Romulan race.
Uh-huh.
We're short on supplies and allies and beset by enemies that see nothing wrong with murder, torture, and kidnapping.
Yeah, you said that
And
again.
call us the terrorists. We've had to make some difficult decisions. Some of them have led us down roads that none of us wanted to take. But nothing we've done is anything as terrible as what the Tal Shiar is accusing Deton of doing. There are no innocents in a war, and that includes Deton. At least his motivations are clear. And I can't see what the Tal Shiar has to gain by framing him for these crimes.
Simple. They're just trying to make people go against him in hoping that another faction will not arise. Plus, the Romulans don't fancy their technology falling into Feds and Klingons' hands.
Captain, Charva's convinced that these files are genuine. She wouldn't be pushing us this hard otherwise. We need to sit down and show her the discrepancies we've discovered, preferably in front of a Tal Shiar computer, so we can open her eyes to the truth.
I'm listening.
If we contact her and say we're ready to join the Tal Shiar, but we need to discuss these files first, maybe she'll take us somewhere where we can prove to her that she's been lied to. There's a subspace communications hub in the lounge on Drozana Station's observation level that we can use to contact Charva.
Something tells me I don't like this idea. But, okay, let's go and, use this thingamabob. Ah, there we are.
I wasn't expecting to hear from you so soon. Are you ready to join the Tal Shiar?
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's join.
I take it that everything I provided checked out to your satisfaction?
Somewhat. There's something I need to go over with you a bit, but we can talk later.
That's a fair request. The Tal Shiar maintains a clandestine network of satellites throughout the quadrant. There's a listening post that's part of this network in the Aja system. It's near your current position and off the trade routes, so we should be able to meet privately. It's also connected to the rest of the Tal Shiar network, so we can go over the data in detail.
Sweet.
I'm glad you've seen the light. You're joining the right side.
Oh yeah, definitely. I see you there. What a load of bullshit I spread, eh? Anyway, wait. Talk to... Alright. Let's go and talk to her about this stuff.
Was there something you needed?
Yeah, do you know anything about that system?
It's remote and has little strategic value. If you're planning some shore leave after this is over, I'd suggest you go to Ryza instead.
Yeah, about that system.
I can tell you, you're probably flying into a trap. The Tal Shiar invests a great deal of time and effort to spin a web of lies. They don't look favorably on people who try to expose them for what they are.
That's fine.
If you're going to go, at least take some backup.
Oh, let's ask our friends in the Klingon Empire, eh?
That won't be too difficult. You've made a lot of friends.
Naturally.
Send out a subspace burst if you need some assistance in the Aza system. They'll be waiting for your signal.
Okie dokie. Let's go and,
Buy another drink. Maybe it'll bring you good luck.
let's go and beam up. And meet Chava in the, system I can't say the name of. Oh dear, I am so terrible. I should really study names. It would make things a lot more better for me. But hey, at least you guys can get a laugh and start blasting me for saying things wrong.
Welcome to Drozana.
Shut it. But anyway, let's go forward. Oh, it isn't that far. It's just up, just right across the thing. How quaint. As our system, there we go. Oh, at least the autopilot's working. Saves me having to do it myself. See what the chat's doing. Yeah, it's just all quiets and such. Actually, there's a point. So I just claim my dilithium. My advice to anybody, if anybody was to actually start this game from scratch or even start playing this game, I would suggest going with a nice steady pace and don't worry about it being too complicated or hard. It is actually, once you get used to it, it does show you the routes and such. Once you get used to it all, it is pretty much easy going. And if you want my opinion what faction to start off with first, I will say start off with either the Federation or Klingons first, because they have all the revamped episodes. But if you want to take your chance with the Romulans, by all means, you know, you can go and do that. But either way, there's plenty. They do give you plenty of tutorials to help you with the game and that. So I wouldn't recommend skipping out on those, unless of course you're feeling brave enough. But anyway, let's continue.
Captain, we're detecting another ship in the system. It's Charva's ship, the IRW Aethra. They're signaling to us that Charva has already beamed over to the listening post, and that you and I should join her. But they say only us. We can't take a full away team.
Easy enough. Besides, we've got a ship on standby. Plus, it's a powerful little ship. Well, ish. Little ish. Let's go and be on board and show her the files. She's not going to be happy, but
We're
hey.
able to make Charva see reason. She doesn't seem willing to accept that Tal Shiar is at the root of many of the problems of the Romulan people. It's not going to be easy to convince her.
Well, what can I say? Blind leading the blind. Or in this case, she's under the false impression of blind justice.
I am so glad to hear that you are considering my offer of joining the Tal Shiar. They offer safety and stability to all Romulans. You will not regret your decision.
Oh, yeah. We'd like to work more closely with you, you know. But first, let's cover some data.
I cannot blame you for wanting to do your due diligence. Seeing as you are about to join our ranks, I do not think the Tal Shiar would mind if we took a look at some of the intelligence files used to generate the reports I gave you. Just do not tell any of my superiors that we did this. You do not have clearance yet.
Oh, trust me, mum's the word. Okay. So what are you seeing? Anything?
This cannot be right.
Oh?
It appears as if some of the information that was included in the report I gave you does not line up with what is here. Several of the facts have been changed either here or in the report, and the results skew any conclusions that could be drawn.
Continue. So, what do you think of that one? Anything? And
But I thought,
what's up?
these recordings don't line up with the report either. What's going on here? Who could have tampered with this evidence?
Hey, we still one more files check. Question is, why are we going to different computers now?
Has this file been tampered with?
Now, what do you mean? Would I do such a thing like that? Wink, wink.
This is the same story as the others. This evidence doesn't match the report I shared with you.
Oh?
You knew about this, didn't you? That's why you had me look at these files.
No.
Did you alter this data to make me look bad? Are
No.
you trying to sabotage my career with the Tal Shiar?
Now, why would I go and do a thing like that? Well. Looks like we've got company. Well, hello there.
We were sent here by Commander Morris to take you into custody. You are accused of undermining the Romulan Empire and crimes unbefitting of a Romulan. Jovan Kev, you are accused of aiding a known fugitive and conspiring against the Tal Shiar. Charva, you are relieved of command of your ship, pending the outcome of a court-martial. If you're lucky. That's
Wow.
all that will happen to you for betraying the Tal Shiar.
Well, guess what? I'm not going anywhere with you, butt brain. So why don't we just make this easy? You die. Ow! You just punched me? How dare you punch me? You cheeky little rugrat. Yeah, yeah. Pah. Tells you a scum. So, about your friends.
We need to get out of here and return to our ship before the Tal Shiar send any more troops down here. Charva, you should come with us. You won't be safe with the Tal Shiar.
We better get out of here. I don't think she's going to be too happy being with us. Typical.
I've been informed by my Tal Shiar superiors that you and Charva are now to be considered enemies of the state. My orders are to apprehend you, alive if possible, but dead will work almost as well. Surrender, and I will be merciful to your crew. Resist, and let their deaths be on your head.
You need more ships. Come on. Oh. Okay. Okay.
If you insist, how about a fleet of Tal Shiar warships? Will that convince you to surrender? Think of your crew. Spare them the pain and suffering this meaningless gesture will cause.
Now, the question is, are you ready to die? I haven't actually tried that out. See what that does. Ooh, that's impressive. Shoot that. Ah, get this. So I'm just waiting for my ship to repair itself because...
Captain, Sub-Commander Nadell is commanding the RRW David. She has requested we transport Charva aboard so she can be taken to the proper authorities.
Okie dokie. That was a fun quick battle. Too bad it didn't last long.
Welcome aboard. Is this the Tal Shiar prisoner?
Oh yeah, you can take her. I mean,
This
yeah.
way, please.
So I thought I had something funny and witty to say, but it just went.
I'll leave you to it.
No. They're doing what they can for our people. I was the one who failed to live up to their expectations. And you were the one who steered me wrong. Just like Datan has done to you.
Oof. Well, that's typical. Blind justice.
Captain, Charva was a close friend, and we couldn't even convince her of our cause.
And?
We need to find something substantial to expose the Tal Shiar.
Good point. So where do we find this thing? No? No answers? Guess not.
Charva's alive, but I expect she's going to face a lot of questions from intelligence. But if we couldn't change her mind, what'll it take to convince the Romulan people? How do we gather the proof we need?
Good question.
For now, we've done all we can. I recommend we leave the system before any Tal Shiar reinforcements arrive.
Now let's depart.